in Syria, and in Damascus area, protecting all the Yazidis that are being forced against their will to convert or being, taken off as sexual slaves. That's what the Khalsa should be doing right now. And then in Nigeria, the Boko Haram will be at the top of our list. Forgetting all those conspiracy theories about who funds them and blah blah blah. Where the people are being taken off into captivity, that's where the Sikhs should be. Where people are starving to death, that's where we should be. And it's uninspiring, isn't it? Looking at our Pantha nowadays. Yeah. You think, what are you guys doing? Koi faida hai da? Is any use to all of this? No. So the reason why our Pantha is failing right now in what we're doing is we're not teaching the spirituality, we're not teaching the morality, and we're not living it either. Yeah? It can paint a bit of a bleak picture. Okay? But then the one thing that we do know is that at the end of Ardas, everybody says, Nanak naam Chardi Kala, Tere Pane Sarbata Pala. You know what Chardi Kala means? Who can guess what Chardi means? I'll tell you a simple Punjabi version. Enu Chadgi. What does that mean? Huh? High. Yeah? Chardi means going up. And then Kardi is not going nowhere, she's standing there, yeah? And then Tendi, going down. So Kala means your spiritual state, your state. Yeah? And Mara says, Nanak, through the name, Chardi Kala, your spirits will soar. You'll always be optimistic. You never look at the world and go, oh, forget this is too hard, I walk away. You'll always be optimistic because God is there. You can feel God. Naam, the experience of God. You will never be desolate. You will never be despondent because you have that connection to God. And God is very optimistic, full of joy, full of bliss. All the dukh, all the sadness you have will go away. So I look at all this stuff and I don't feel at all stressed. I think it's going to be fine, it'll work. We'll get through it because there's still God and there's still the Guru. Like, how does a person necessarily keep the compassion going, yeah? And my point was that, we can have all the best will in the world, but unless we continuously rebuild our own compassion, we're going to find that very hard. And also, somebody might be like yourself, you might, like you said earlier, you've got no compassion for the Yazidis because you're Kurdish, right? But what happens, in Kurdistan, are there people that don't like each other? People of different, are there different groups in
Zoristan and Yazidi. But the issue with the class is that because we've been oppressed people for many centuries, and even to this day, we still don't have education rights. Basic human rights. The issue is that for me, yes, I don't see a difference between these people.
You see them as your people because you're Kurdish, right? But what about in Kurdistan? Do they fight each other? Are there some people that fight that?
See, the Islamic Kurds call the Yazdis Satan worshippers.
Right, because they don't follow.
Because they don't understand because there's a lack of education. This is the issue. But when I was there this summer, I was there the whole summer.
Oh, really?
Two and a half months. And what went on there was I basically stood up and explained to people what it is and what it is not, because the Yazdis have faith in God as well. There's no such thing. I mean, the actual name for them, the Kurdish name, is Yazidi instead of Yazidi.
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 Yazidi. Okay. But the question here is, look, if you said, you know what, I'm Kurdish, I don't need to be looking at religion. We can solve this problem as a community without religion. That is true in a way, that you could work together. But what's going to happen is that, and I'm not saying there's any religion. For me, obviously, I'm talking from a Sikh point of view, so I can't just talk from it. But what the Gurus did is they've set so many examples of actually being friendly towards other people. Like the 6th Guru, he made a mosque. 9th Guru actually was beheaded for saving Hinduism. Yeah. So those examples, they help us to become stronger. There was once a time when the Sikhs grabbed one guy, took him in front of the Guru and said he's doing wrong, you should punish him. You know what the guy was doing? On the battlefield, he was giving water, and he was giving water to the enemy soldiers as well. And they were injured. Humane thing to do, right? But the Sikhs at that time felt like these guys are our enemies, and if they die, it's better. Let's to fight. They're going to get better, they're going to come back and fight us another day. Which makes sense from a military point of view. So then they asked the Guru, they took him in front of the Guru and they said, what should we do? The Guru asked him, why were you doing that? He was saying, wherever I see anybody injured, anybody I see you only. I don't see a difference. I see just you asking for water. I can't help but serve you. See, he was speaking from a very deep well of compassion. Yeah. Now, not everybody can be at that level.
No, of course
right?
not.
So exactly. So what's going to happen in Kurdistan is that people that are Kurdish are fighting each other.
Well, but now because
now
of
you're
this ISIS thing, we're uniting.
Yeah, uniting to fight ISIS. But if you take ISIS away, then they go back to fighting each other a little bit. Yeah.
Well, they don't really fight. This is the thing, because they live in separate areas.
They live in separate areas.
Yes,
okay.
The Yazidis live in Shangal, which is dominantly
right.
Yazidis.
Yeah.
The rest of it is Islamic from Slemania, Hawler, and the Hawki areas.
So they sort of coexist, yeah?
Yeah,
coexist. But the problem with these guys now that are coming in, the ISIS, they think, just wipe them out.
Yeah. I mean, they're like that for everyone.
Yeah. Anybody who's not one of them. But the Guru would say to the Sikhs, go out there and protect these people.
Yeah.
Yeah? And don't be the kind of person that says, you know what, I'll protect you only if you become one of me. Or you convert.
No,
because that's not one of our things, isn't it? Yeah? I'll give you an example. Like in Southall, just this last year when we had the riots, in London we had the riots. Yeah. The Sikhs defended the mosque. Yeah. At 5 o'clock the Muslim men started to do the prayer, and the Sikhs there stood outside and said, don't worry, we'll take care of your mosque.
Yeah, I'm aware of your stuff.
It's just, but where it comes from, why is it still happening 500 years later that we still think this way? Why do we still give langar on the streets to anybody? Because we come from that deep well that is our Guru. Yeah. And the word we use for our Guru? Dayanid. Satguru Dayanid. Daya means compassion. Nid means the ocean. Like he's the ocean of compassion. Satguru Dayanid. He's Mehma Agadabur. Yeah, his praise is beyond. Yeah, and he goes Namo 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 Net Net. It's a Sikh writing this. He goes, my Guru is ocean of compassion. Yeah. So the thing is, compassion is hard to come by in this world. The only way to get it is to have some kind of spring where you fill it up every day, and the Guru is that spring, which allows us to carry on. I'm not saying that Muslims can't be compassionate. Of course they can. I'm not saying that Iraqis can't be compassionate or that Kurds can't be compassionate. They can be. People are compassionate everywhere. There's good people and bad people everywhere. But the Guru is here to make a system that creates compassion, so that generally people become good. And that system is what the Guru is trying to make. If the Kurds started langar, you would become compassionate as well, more. If you started feeding people and the rules were no one's allowed to be stopped, and the rules are no one's going to be paid, you would become compassionate as well. The system works. And if you looked at the examples of the Gurus, without becoming a Sikh, you would become compassionate. So that's what it is. It's just like, it's like a solution for forever. It's not the solution for Kurdistan, it's a solution for everyone. Yeah, that works for the rest of eternity. Yeah. Nice talking to you, my friend. Thanks for coming to the talk. Yeah. Hope it goes well with your university. Alright. Thanks. Okay. Cheers. Bye.
Yes, it's actually regarding the suppression the Kurdish people have faced, and I'm speaking to.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I hope one day that there is a Khalsa army. I hope one day there's a Khalsa army out there and defending those people. Because there needs to be. Alright, brother. Take care. Okay.
Vaheguru